No matter what position you find your dog sleeping in, it's always going to be cute. Like humans, they can doze off in all sorts of positions, giving you yet another opportunity to grab a cute photo. But did you know each one of those positions might actually be telling you something about your dog? The position your dog chooses to sleep in might be giving you an insight into their emotion and physical state. This video is going to teach you the meaning behind the 8 most common dog sleeping positions to help you read your dog's body language while they're sleeping. How happy is your dog? Are they as healthy as they should be? Why are they sleeping in such a funny pose? You'll know the answers by the end of this video. Position 8. The donut. You're likely to see your dog in this classic pose in the winter months. In the donut position, your dog will curl itself into a tight ball, often with their nose resting over their hind legs and their tail draped over their body. You might think it's strange for your dog to change its sleeping position according to the seasons, but there's a pretty simple reason for it. The donut position keeps them nice and warm. Not only does it help them regulate their body temperature, this position is also associated with protection. In the wild, the position keeps their vital organs safe, meaning they'll be less vulnerable to predators. If your dog was a rescued stray, or if they're a new addition to your family, you'll probably see them in this position a lot. It just means they're comforting themselves as they get used to their new environment. Position 7. The side sleeper. If you often find your dog sleeping on its side with its legs stretched out, you're not alone. This is one of the most common sleeping positions for dogs, especially if they're puppies or older dogs with stiff joints. This position is a really good sign. It means your dog is happy. Dogs only sleep in this position if they trust the people and animals around them, because it would leave them vulnerable to being attacked if they were in the wild. If they're sleeping like this, it means they're comfortable in their environment and the temperature is just right. You probably won't see them sleeping like this if they're in an unfamiliar place. Position 6. The lion's pose. Also known as the Sphinx, your dog is sleeping in the lion's pose when they're resting their head between or on top of their front paws. In some cases, they might also tuck their front paws under their chest or lie with their hind legs out to the side. If you see your dog in this pose, you can bet that they're not properly asleep. Even though they're resting, they're ready to jump at a moment's notice. If your dog often snoozes at your feet in this pose, it usually means they're pretty protective of you. They're relaxed, but still poised to protect you if it's needed. Either that, or they're just hoping you'll feel like playing with them soon. If they fall into a deeper sleep, you'll probably see them flop over into the side sleeper pose. Position number 5. The Superman. The Superman is the most playful of all dog sleeping positions. Also known as the sploot or frogging, this is when they lie flat on their stomach with their hind legs stretched out behind them. Corgis and bulldogs are famous for this pose, but any breed can get in this position, and all breeds will look equally funny in this pose. Playful, energetic dogs are the most likely to find themselves in this position, usually because they've kept running until they dropped. It also means they can get up for another run pretty quickly. You might even see your dog suddenly sink into this pose in the middle of catching a ball. It's fine, you can laugh, they're just resting. So far, we've looked at some of the most common sleeping positions for dogs. Which one does your pooch like the best? Let us know in the comments as we count down to number 1. Position 4. The Cuddler. This position is for all the super affectionate pups. This includes any position that involves your dog cuddling up to you or another animal, even if they're curled up on top of you or sleeping back to back with you. If your dog does this, it means they're bonding with you or their animal friend. It might mean that they're seeking out the security they felt when they slept snugged up with their mom when they were a puppy. But it always means that they love you, they feel comfortable around you, and they like to show you how much they enjoy being around you. Position 3. The Burrower. Do you ever find your dog snoozing under a blanket, pillow, or even your dirty clothes? Then your dog is a burrower. Dogs that like to sleep like this are usually very affectionate, but also pretty needy. If they do this a lot, it probably means they're seeking out comfort and security. They might also do this if they're looking for warmth. This can be a good alternative for a dog who wants to sleep cuddled up to someone, but isn't allowed on the bed. These dogs probably need to feel protected and comforted to fall asleep, and letting them sleep with something on top of them will give them that sense of security. Position 2. Belly up. This position is so cute. It can melt the heart of any dog hater. In this position, your pooch will be on their back with their paws up in the air. There are a few different reasons that your dog might choose the sleeping position. It could just be down to the weather. This position is similar to the starfish position you might lie in if you're trying to get some sleep on a hot night. It's a great way for your dogs to beat the heat because they sweat through their paws, and their belly is their main source of heat. But this is also a very vulnerable position, so no matter how hot your dog is, they won't lie on their back this way unless they feel totally secure. Their super comfortable in their environment, and they trust you and your other pets completely. But if your older dog stops sleeping this way, don't worry. It's not that he doesn't trust you anymore. They probably just avoid this position from joint problems. In position number 1, head and neck raised. If your dog is sleeping with their head or neck raised, this could be something you need to see your vet about. Whether they're propping their chin up on a cushion or even the side of their dog bed, this usually means that they have trouble breathing properly. This isn't always the reason they're choosing this position, but it's common in dogs with chronic heart disease and other health problems. If you see your dog in this position often, keep a lookout for other symptoms such as noisy or fast-paced breathing or lack of interest in playing or exercising. These telltale signs mean you should take your dog to the vet. Another possible sleeping problem is seizures. If you see your dog shaking violently, check if their muscles are stiff. If they are, and they're not waking up, get them to a vet straight away. If they're shaking but still floppy like a normal sleeping dog, there's nothing to worry about. They're probably just dreaming. Dogs dream like us, and it's pretty easy to spot when some dogs are in dreamland. They might twitch, bark, squeak, or even look like they're running while they dream. Snoring is also totally normal for dogs, and it can be pretty funny, but it's just a bonus. But keep an eye out. If your dog suddenly changes their sleeping position and you don't think the weather has anything to do with it, it might be a sign that something is wrong. Arthritis is often the cause of a change like this, as your dog tries to find new ways to get comfortable. A simple checkup at the vet can't hurt. With these tips, you should now have a pretty good idea of what your dog is feeling every time they lie down to sleep. Our furry friends come in all shapes and sizes, and the way they choose to sleep can be just as unique as they are. But now that you know why they choose a particular position to nap in, you'll be able to care for them in ways you couldn't before. You can use these insights to keep them healthy and make sure that they're happy. You might be able to give them things that they never knew they wanted. What's your dog's favorite position to sleep in? Let us know in the comments. And like the video if we helped you discover something new about your fur baby.